Today's topic, how to start a fight. 3 simple lessons in the art of starting shit. Please try and pay attention.
There are going to be future problems with this asshole.
We at the FCC feel that democracy is all about protecting the rights of the ordinary citizen. Unregulated radio would result in programming of the lowest common denominator, the rule of the mob.
I remember when I went and saw Pigpen play there, and they threw a trash can from the upper balcony into the middle of the mosh pit.
Yeah, we appreciate you listening to it through us first or second.
I was like thinking, they don't even have an album out. I'm thinking these guys are really just there to make some money. It was a sold-out show.
Well, yeah, and this is horrible. Maybe they're for a pirate.
All right, well, fucking suck it. Loud, fast, and shitty.
Well, fucking A right, man. What's going on, everybody? It's Loud, Fast, Shitty, number 388. I'm Bob Noxious, hanging out with my man Chuck Lazaras right here. What's up, dude?
Not much, man. It's good to see you, Bob.
For sure.
You all right?
Cheers to you, man. We are virtually sharing an Iron Maiden beer. We both happen to have some Sun and Steel. By the way, there's no plug there, man. That was just straight up for the love of the beer, right?
Absolutely.
Hey, man, joining us live from, where you at, Cocoa, Florida?
Yep.
Cocoa, Florida, which is across the state from where we're at here in Tampa. Chuck, you've been around for a while, man, and we've been friends on Facebook. We've been friends in real life as well, so I got a question, man. I've really been focused on your page lately, your Facebook page, and man, you've been unboxing guitars at a record pace. What the fuck's going on, man? Did you is that what you did with your stimulus money?
Dude, I'm on lockdown. I got nothing else to do. I order guitars. I mean, I order a lot of guitars anyway. But I think I've been going a little nuts lately. But it's okay. You got different moods. You need different guitars.
As an avid lover of fine 6-string instruments, man, how many guitars do you own?
60 something. I'm not sure exactly.
Something. Holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
Now, I've also noticed here lately, because I'm stalking. You've been posting some YouTube videos recently, the unboxing in particular. You've got some others, but with this lockdown, is that something that you're kind of focused on with a renewed interest, doing the video shows?
Oh, sure. Well, May is interested in kind of doing the YouTube thing a little more, and the lockdown was the perfect opportunity. And then, of course, my habit of ordering guitars was just something else we could put up for some content. It's kind of fun anyway, because it's a little surprise, open the box, see what's in there, share with your friends.
Well, it's cool because, you are sharing with your friends. You're proud of it. It's like a baby. You told me offline you don't have kids, but you got pets, cats. But the guitars, those are the real babies, right? These.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
I think you should start a podcast. I mean, if you got 60-something guitars, you should start a podcast or just, live video and just tell the stories behind each one of those. What's your oldest guitar?
That would be fun. Let's see, my oldest in terms of what I've had, or just in terms of old. Now, this is a pretty old one. This is a 60s SG that I've had. I used to play it all the time in Scurvy the Clown back in the day. Heavily modified, as you can see. I don't care how they built them. I don't mind putting new holes in, changing things out, and beating them up. I'm not nice to my guitars, even the pretty ones.
What year did you say that SG was?
It's 60-something, not sure exactly.
60-something. And how long have you been the proud owner?
Since 1990, I think. Maybe 91.
So is that the oldest in age, or have you had that guitar the longest out of all of them?
I've got an acoustic around here I've had a little longer, but that's the kind of the main old guitar. It doesn't get out very much in its old age, so it just kind of mostly sits in the band room and in the case. But, it's still a fun guitar. I have to break it out on occasion.
For the inspiration when the timing is right.
Exactly. Oh, and speaking of old guitars, check this out. This is for my bass player friends. Now, I rarely break this one out either, but this is an Ampeg scroll bass,
nice.
So named.
Is that fretless?
Because of the weird headstock. What was that?
Is that fretless?
Yes, sir. Fretless. Really cool. Lots of attitude. The F-holes go all the way through. I used to play bass back in the 90s in a band, played this all the time back then. I don't play it too much anymore, but it's one of my most unique guitars. It's a lot of fun.
And what year was that Ampeg from? 60s again?
Yeah, 60s. I'm not sure exactly. I bought it in the early 90s at a pawn shop for $200, and it's just one of those things I hung on to. I actually don't sell that many guitars, honestly. I used to sell some back in the day. These days, I just kind of keep buying them.
What inspires you to sell a guitar, or what finally is it about selling a guitar that's brought you to that point?
Honestly, the last one I sold, a friend of mine needed some gear, and it was just one he was kind of interested in. It was a dime bag guitar. I didn't play it. He wanted it, and so it certainly going to get more use from him than it did from me. So. But, that, like I said, it's pretty passive. Sometimes people, my friends call me up and say, hey, do you have something for sale? Oh, it just so happens you called the right place. Yes. So.
What do you have a main guitar, one that you always use, or what's the one that you reach to first?
Well, the main, the longest time has been a good old Kramer. Floyd Rose. It's still 80s. Covered in blood from the last Lazarus show.
Is that an 80s model there, Kramer?
This is actually a 90s. This is a Gibson era Kramer after Gibson bought the company. Okay. But bought this 90s. I played it just a ton over the years. It's probably the guitar I reach for first. One of my favorite guitars.
Floyd on there, Okay.
Yeah, it's got the Floyd. I actually have 4 guitars pretty much in this style because I like this one so much. I ended up buying 3 more. Whenever I happen across one with a similar paint job, I just buy it.
What's the limit that you'll spend on a guitar?
My wife's here. I'm not going to answer that.
You know, as I'm sitting here thinking about this, and I got you, man.
I don't know, but for the right guitar, I mean, you know, if it's the right one, you pay the price. I mean, would I go out and buy anything off the cuff for $3 or $4 grand? Probably not. But I mean, you can get a really nice guitar for $1,000. You know, as far as the cheaper guitars, I mean, honestly, I don't really think a whole lot about ordering, you know, a guitar for a few $100. It's if it looks cool, something I think I might use on something. So.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that. You know, it's the impulse to buy something. You don't want it to go to waste. You know, are you buying mainly off of from new sites, or you don't? Well, obviously you've got these '60s era guitars, but did you spend a lot of time on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace like that?
I used to do some eBay stuff. So I bought a few guitars off of eBay, bought a couple of Mosrites off of eBay. Tend to buy new stuff these days or used stuff. GuitarCenter.com has a pretty good used selection, and shipping's pretty cheap. So if there's something used you're looking for, they probably have it for a great price.
Yeah, you're not afraid to have it shipped to you, and that's something that I've never really done. I've always liked to touch and feel the guitar before I purchase it. You know, to blindly go in and just buy something online, you must really enjoy that brand.
Well, or just willing to give it a shot, honestly. I mean, again, depending on how much I'm going to spend, you know, if it's, you know, $300 or something, I might just go ahead and order it and see what it's like. And if it's not something I'm interested in, get rid of it at some point. But yeah, I mean, something expensive, something that you know you're going to play a lot. I'm with you. You want to hold it. You want to feel it. You want to know how it plays before you drop the money.
Hey, if you're just joining us, we're talking to Chuck Lazaras, guitar player for Boney Fiend, guitar player for Lazaras. Chuck, how many other bands are you in these days? I've seen your page and you play with a bunch of dudes.
Oh, sure. Well, Scurvy the Clown is still kind of around. We're on hiatus, I suppose, but Scurvy will never die. Also playing guitar for DL Sirius, a local punk icon out of Melbourne, Florida. He's been doing it 35 years. I've been playing guitar for him for a while now. So I keep pretty busy. That's cool. Recording is always something that you're doing? Oh, sure. Yeah, I just did the song that you played at the intro. I released last month, and going to be going back in the studio once all this craziness is over to finish up a Lazarus album, and Boney Fiend is. We're ready to go back, man. We're ready to hit and record some more songs. So, outstanding. Tell me about that video that you did that we played for "Give Me Back My Ramones" T-shirt. Now, the inspiration of the song. Let's talk about that for a minute. Just the whole process of writing a song for yourself and producing a video and releasing it. A lot of fun. Actually, it was inspired. A band called Dazzy, country band, put out a song about a Ramones T-shirt. And they're good at what they do. I love what they do. But, you know, my thought was, that's just horrible for somebody to steal their ex-boyfriend's Ramones T-shirt. That's just a crime against humanity. So that's what inspired the song, and wrote it actually fairly quickly. And Lazarus, drummer John, compared to the Boney Fiend drummer Johnny Fiend. Got to keep the two Johns straight. Went in, we recorded the track, and recorded the video at about the same time, and released it last month. Just fun, just did out to have a good time, keep it light this time, and a little nod to the Ramones. What kind of response have you gotten from it? People digging it? I think it's awesome. Yeah, positive stuff. Got quite a few views for something I haven't really plugged that heavily, and I really appreciate it. And the feedback has been very positive, so I certainly appreciate the people who enjoy it. And like I said, I had a lot of fun making it. Plus, it gave me an excuse to break out the Mosrite guitars. So, let's talk about those Mosrite guitars, man. Sure. As far as Mosrite guitars, I've seen you play some, so I know that you definitely like them and enjoy them. And I've seen you review some copies. Are you cool with the copies, or Sure. Are you not the purist? It's got to be a Mosrite? But not a purist. In fact, speaking of guitars, let me show you this one. This is a Mosrite that one of my eBay finds, but I put a Floyd Rose on it because why not?
Did you route that out yourself?
No, I had it done professionally. If I tried to do it, I'd have screwed it up. But I'm certainly not a purist. A lot of people are, how can you do that to a vintage guitar? Well, really easily. You pay the guy, he puts it on for you. It's amazing. You come and plug it in, sounds great. And of course I've got the Johnny Ramone style that I played in the video. And this is my favorite of the Mosrite guitars. Just a real solid punk rock sound. I mean, if you want that classic punk sound, I mean, you can't go wrong.
Indeed.
But they've got some other folks out there making that style guitar, and one of my favorites. I just got this one. It's the Hallmark. This is the 65 custom.
Nice.
An absolutely beautiful guitar.
Got a Bigsby style tremolo on it.
Similar, yes. Yeah, it's more like the old Mosrite style tremolo, but kind of similar. But the Mosrite style headstock, but the Hallmark brand. Bob Shade is doing these, and these guitars are absolutely incredible. It's essentially a Mosrite with a few modern updates. And hands down, one of my favorite new guitars. In fact, I can't wait to take it out and play it at a show. Beat the crap out of it.
That's the 65 custom, right? The one you showed me. And
Yeah.
so let me show you something I got here because we're talking. You're not a purist, so I got one of my guitars over here. You ever heard of Dillion?
Oh yeah.
So I got
nice. Yeah.
Dillion guitar. It's got the Mosrite headstock.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet. It's got one of the Bigsby style on it. So I bought this guitar for $80 from Craigslist Marketplace, and I figured I don't care how it plays. I'm going to buy it. If I just put it on the wall and I never use it, who cares, right? So I bring it home and I plug it into just like my little practice amp, and I was like, wow, this thing it plays great. I didn't even change the strings. I just tuned it up, and the strings were shot. So we had a show that night. I ended up restringing the guitar, and I figured I'll take it as a backup, a backup to my backup. Surely I'm not going to play it, right? First show, first day. But I did, man, and it's such a great sounding guitar. I ended up changing out whatever the P90 was in there and put one of those bare knuckles P90s in there. And,
nice.
I may go back to what was in there, man, because now I don't want to play it as much anymore. It's too crunchy, I guess. But, man, what a great playing guitar. I really like those Mosrites. And Dillion, I'd never heard of them before.
No, that's good. And a great deal, yeah. That's what matters, that you enjoy what you play.
Without doubt. Without doubt. Hey, dude, talk about enjoying what we play. I'm going to play a song right here. This is another video. I think you did this one with Lazaras, right? The All I Want for Christmas is a Mosrite guitar.
Yep.
Did you sing it Mosrite or Mosrite?
Mosrite.
Which
Mosrite, whatever.
So what is
the purists will always say Mosrite,
right?
But most folks call them Mosrite. So
right, just call it what it is, right?
Exactly.
All right, man. It's loudfastshitty.com, episode 388. Stay tuned. We got more Chuck Lazaras coming up right around the corner. So how about that radio bullshit?
You have one unheard message.
Oh my god, dude, please tell me you were sober for that show last night. That kicked so much ass. Listen, I don't know where you are right now. I mean, you kind of took off like a bat out of hell. But if you're alive, which I hope you are, because it would suck if you're dead, I got a copy of a VHS tape performance of last night's show. I don't know what that person was doing with a VHS recorder, but hey, I mean,
Joey Ramone. I'll be so good I can even leave home. All I want for Christmas is a Mosrite guitar. All I want for Christmas is a Mosrite guitar. M-O-S-R-I-T-E. 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 Mosrite. All I want for Christmas is a Mosrite guitar. All I want for Christmas is a Mosrite guitar. A leather jacket and a Cadillac car. I ride around like Joey Ramone. I'll get the girl so I won't be alone. I'll grow my hair all greasy and long, and then I'll dye it black. Wrong song, man. Is a Mosrite guitar. I'll learn to play it and I'll be a rock star. Be looking cool just like Johnny Ramone. I'll be so good I can even leave home. All I want for Christmas is a Mosrite guitar. All I want for Christmas is a Mosrite guitar. All I want for Christmas is a Mosrite guitar. All I want for Christmas is a Mosrite guitar. All I want for Christmas is a Mosrite guitar. All I want for Christmas is a Mosrite guitar. All I want for Christmas is a Mosrite guitar. And a Marshall step.
All right, man, loudfastshitty.com. I forget that we're live sometimes, but we are here, back again. Chuck Lazarus, I'm Bob Noxious, and it's episode 388, loudfastshitty.com. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in and listening. I'm finishing up my first beer of the day, Chuck. You got another one lined up, or?
Not yet. I'll have to look and see what I've got. Or my producer will have to look and see what I've got.
You like that, man. Your producer intern, right?
Exactly.
So, couple of questions. What do you think of my shirt, man? Chuck Lazarus for president.
Love it.
Everybody
that guy.
probably wants to know what your platform is and the stances and where you're at with the other candidates that are out there. So, if you have my write-in vote, you got 60 seconds, Chuck. Tell me why I should vote for Chuck Lazarus.
That's easy. Have you seen who else is running? I'm clearly the best option. I couldn't screw it up worse than those guys if I tried. Simple as that. Plus, punk rock.
Chuck doesn't need 60 seconds, man. He says, you know what, dude? I'm better than the rest. That's great, man.
Short and sweet.
Short and sweet for sure, man. So, Chuck, you play in all these bands, but you play with Boney Fiend. How many years now have you been playing in Boney Fiend?
Just really a couple of years, a little over 2 years.
I mean, I wasn't sure. Because
I'm the new guy. I'm the young guy in Boney Fiend, too.
You fit right in, and you're right, because those guys are like older than dirt. And those guys are actually older than me, so that's a good thing. Hey, you got a birthday coming up, don't you? I think I got notified.
Yeah.
Yeah? You haven't joined the Big 5-0 Club yet, though, have you?
Not yet.
Yeah, so you are a young jit.
I'm getting close, though, Bob.
You start getting them old people problems early on, you know, and it's like, God damn, I'm getting old. So what's new other than the guitars, man? I definitely want to talk some more guitars, but what are you doing to keep yourself occupied just at home, you know, while you can't play with the band? What are you doing to get your fix?
Well, you know, I've been jamming a bit. It's not as fun jamming by yourself as it is playing with your crew. So I've really been missing band practice. And you know, I drive over to Tampa once a week to jam with Boney Fiend, and man, you miss that a couple weeks in a row, and it hurts. It's been far too long. But I've been doing some videos for YouTube. I've been working out. All my gym equipment is now in my dining room because they closed my gym, so I had to buy some stuff and lift it home. But I keep pretty busy. Fortunately, with most of the things I do, I can still do from home. So,
right.
I'm busy in that respect. But it gets a little old after a while not going anywhere. And I really miss my favorite restaurant, Cafe Margot. Used to go there every Wednesday for Spirit Night. Try out new beverages, but haven't done that for a while.
It's been a while, and I like you, I'm missing all of the normalcy that we used to have, and looking forward to hopefully getting a haircut sometime soon. Holy shit. Looks like you haven't had a haircut in quite some time, but...
But you didn't realize how long this quarantine had been, had you? You saw my hair. I don't get haircuts anyway, I don't care. Once a year, whether I need it or not, I get a little trim, I'm good.
That's it, man. And, I'm just can't wait to do some more shows, man, just in general. So back to this presidential platform. Now, are you running on the Republican or the Democratic, or are you independent?
Actually, I'm a member of the Wild Party. So
the Wild Party. Tell me about the Wild Party.
Alice Cooper mentions it and elected, so I'm just going to roll with running under his party and his platform.
Who would your vice presidential candidate be?
Ooh, good question. How about Mikey Fiend? He looks like he knows what he's doing.
Mikey Fiend, he looks like he knows what he's doing. I like that, man. You such confidence in your voice.
Of course.
Yep. Yeah, going back to Boney Fiend, man.
Beverage number 2, by the way.
What'd you get? What'd you get?
A Punk Lemonade.
Punk?
This is what my producer... Punk Lemonade, yes. This is what my producer brought me.
Okay. I got the Sweetwater. My second one is a 420 strain, the chocolate stout.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's got that dank smell to it, you know? It's weird how they do that in a brewery, you know?
Oh, yeah. Well, we're lucky these days because there's a lot of local breweries to check out, and I know you've got quite a few near you.
Okay, what a time to be alive, man! I mean, come on, let's go to the brewery and drink a few pints of some pretty snooty stuff. You know, you're at an age, as am I, you know, and Mikey Fiend, where used to be, you know, you just drank what you drank, and then at what point? You already told me that Scotch is your drink, but as far as beer, when did you quit drinking shit beer and appreciating something other than the normal?
Actually, kind of from the beginning, I didn't really drink until I was about 30 because I wasn't fond of it, and then I got to try some other interesting beverages, and I got to where I enjoyed it. So I've always kind of enjoyed maybe the snootier stuff. But, I never cared much for the normal fare beer. It was not that interesting. But as you get into the interesting beer or spirits or wine, that's where the fun is. And I enjoy the flavors. I enjoy the levels of taste, the levels of flavor, the complexity, and especially in some of the wines. So, it's just something that is a nice pastime, and it's a great way to visit places around the world through a glass of wine or a glass of scotch or a glass of beer.
So, scotch. Let's talk scotch for a minute. When you're drinking your scotch, does that come at a certain time of the night or with a meal, or is that your first drink of the day when you decide to have a drink?
Scotch is usually for me kind of evening wind down. Just a little finger or two of scotch, kick back, relax a little bit, let the evening mellow out, and enjoy. And if I'm really lucky, maybe I can have a cigar with it and just sort of take a few moments to myself and relax.
So you're over there in Cocoa, Florida, and here in Hillsborough County, Tampa. Earlier this week, we were locked down, and that's since been changed, and we're able to move about freely again. But through this whole coronavirus, what has been your biggest inconvenience of the coronavirus itself and being stuck at home?
I don't cook, man. I eat out all the time.
That makes it tough. So
all the restaurants are closed. Now we do a lot of takeout and delivery, but I don't like to cook. I prefer to go out and eat, and that has been really for me one of the biggest challenges. I mean, the real problem is no band practice, but outside of that,
toilet
it's the restaurant
good, right?
situation.
You got plenty of toilet paper, right? You're good there.
We were on top of that. I go to Sam's Club. I buy the huge big thing of toilet paper. So we were prepared long before this ever started.
What I've been noticing with some of the restaurants that we do pick up from, with your meal, if you need some toilet paper, they've got some there. Some people are charging for it. Some people are like, hey, it's whatever, you ordered some food, you need some toilet paper, grab a roll. And so
cool.
It's interesting how the world's come together. And what do you think our best case scenario is, and what are you guys banking on for returning back to live shows? I know that you got the Ramones thing coming up in May.
I am keeping my fingers crossed. That's the first weekend in May. Hopefully, it will be allowed to go on. I'm a little nervous because Florida's supposedly kind of shut down till April 30th. So we'll just kind of play it by ear. But I'm really hoping that the Ramones tribute happens because, man, I need it.
It's been a lot of years.
Get back out there.
Yeah, it's been a lot of years in a row that Mikey and John have been putting this on, and you're part of it as well. It would be a shame to see it not happen. Who's on it this year? Tell us about that.
I don't know off the top of my head who all is on it. I know that some people are not going to be able to do it just because of, even if it happens, because of lack of practice time. So, I think things are still a little up in the air. Now, my gut feeling is, and if Mikey's in the chat room, so he can confirm this, that even if it doesn't happen in May, we will probably just reschedule because this is such an important thing. We all enjoy it. The bands enjoy it so much that I just can't imagine we'd let it slide completely if it wasn't allowed to happen in May.
So it always happens, I don't know if it's the first weekend in May, but what's the actual celebration date? Is that something with Joey's birthday, I believe it was?
It originally kind of tied in with Joey's birthday, and then it just sort of became its own thing. But it's always, I think, always been April, May, somewhere around there.
Right on. Well, man, I hope it happens. So I got some more videos lined up that I'm going to go ahead and throw on here. Now, you're in Bony Fiend now a couple of years. You've got a 7-inch that's out, and I want to talk about that on the backside. So
sure.
Let me play this video, man. This is from the 7-inch. Dig 'em Up
cool.
is what it's called, right? What's the track that you sent me?
Vegan Sponsorship.
Oh, yeah. That's right. All right, well, we'll talk about the inspiration on that coming up. It's loudfastshitty.com, episode 388. Bob Noxious, stick around. We've got Chuck Lazaras here with us.
It's the right thing to do. For everything that they won't eat, I will scoff down to. Sponsor vegan, save them from the cheese. They can have my broccoli and I'll take heart disease. Plants are living too. You kill them for food. It's practically the same, except your menu's lame. Sponsor a vegan today. Sponsor a vegan, cause they need a saving. From all the wings and chili dogs we know they are craving. Sponsor a vegan, it's a thankless job. Doing what we do for elitist foodie snob. Plants are living too, you kill them for food. It's practically the same, except your menu's lame. Sponsor a vegan today. It's practically the same, except your menu's lame. Sponsor a vegan today. Sponsor a vegan today.
Check this out. New release from Bony Fiend. We're going old school on this one. 7-inch vinyl, 4 new songs, 3 dead heroes, 2 really good sides of music, and 1 very cool piece of clear vinyl. We only made 50 of these. Get them at shows. Order from us. PayPal information's below. $12 if you want a t-shirt with it. $20 for both.
All right, man, we're back here at loudfastshitty.com. Bob Noxious, episode number 388. Here with Chuck Lazaras, and that was Bony Fiend's Sponsor of Vegan. And I got one question, Chuck. I saw my photo, my likeness being used in that video. Where's my cut on the royalty, brother? Where am I going to get my cut?
Well, let's see here. What percentage do you want? 10% of zero? How about that?
I'll take 10% of nothing, brother. You know what? That's very fair of you. Thank you so much. Interesting, man. Very cool stuff.
That was taken in a public place. I mean, that's public use, so we're good.
Can you imagine how tough it would be?
But you actually made the video better by just being in it.
I feel blessed. You know, I saw it and I was like, oh my God, I'm in this freaking video. That's amazing. I'm not a vegan, by the way. I'm a card-carrying meat eater. And can you imagine how tough it would be for an actual vegan to get a meal right now if you're not making your own damn food or whatever? Let's talk about this, man. Veganism. Obviously, You like steak, Chuck. Who wrote that
Oh,
song?
yeah.
That's a Mikey thing, isn't it?
Oh, that's a Mikey song, but I am in complete agreement. They can skip the steak. I'll have theirs. I don't mind eating two. I'm willing to make the sacrifice for the greater good of vegan kind. But hey, to each his own. I mean, you don't want to eat meat. You want to be a vegan. More power to you. But just don't expect me to do it.
That's right, man. Hey, I like meat. I'm going to eat my meat, and that's I'm going to eat my meat and beat my meat. How about that? My producer just cut me. She just said, "You're done, dude. You're done."
Loud and proud, man. Loud and proud.
All right, man. Well, dude, thanks for joining us, man. You got any more cool guitars that we can look at before we call it a night and get trashed on beer number 3?
Oh, absolutely. Here, check this one out.
Yeah, I definitely want to check out more of these guitars that you've got. What? 1, 2, 3, 4. What? 5 necks? Oh my goodness.
5 neck.
All right, go from one side to the other slowly.
You can't decide what guitar to play.
You are in jail right now, bro. Look at that. You're behind bars.
I know, it's crazy, right?
Okay, let's talk about
this.
This
is a fun one. Mostly just because it looks fun. It's not fun to play, but I do break it out every once in a while. It's a monster, but it's just a great little conversation piece.
Who makes that thing? When did you get it?
Oh gosh, I think I bought it maybe a decade ago off eBay. It's not a very well made guitar. It's Chinese. It's exactly what you think it would be like. I mean, it's not something you want to play all the time, but it's fun. It's a great conversation piece. I mean, it's great to play live for one song, just because of the looks that it gets. I mean, it's just something unique that you just don't see very often. I mean, outside of Cheap Trick, who else has a 5-neck guitar?
Nobody that I know of. And I was going to say that Rick Nielsen was the only guy I knew that was ridiculous enough to have a 5-neck guitar. I've not even seen a 3-neck. Now, what is there anything unique with that? And first of all, who makes that guitar?
Just some no-name brand off of
Is
eBay.
there anything unique about the 5 necks? Is one a 12-string, one a bass, anything like that?
12-string is at the top, fretless at the bottom, and then the middle 3 are all tuned differently.
Interesting. Wow, man. So how long did it take you to figure out your 5 different tunings? And before you answer that question, when you tune one neck, does it affect the tuning on one of the other 4?
No. And all the necks, at least for me, they're kind of independent. But the guitar in general, honestly, doesn't stay in tune that great. So that's why it's only good for about one song, because after one song, it's like, okay, time to move on.
Chuck, I think it's good for 5 songs.
But,
let's be real here.
In one song, I play all 5 necks.
Okay, now that's interesting, Michelangelo Badio. So what are you doing with all 5 necks in one song?
I start out on the top neck and work my way down just to play all 5 of them.
You caress them strings all the way down.
In fact, the last few times I played it out, we actually played Surrender by Cheap Trick, so an appropriate nod, and it just gave me the opportunity to play on each of the necks. It's kind of fun.
So is it 48 strings across top to bottom?
Yeah, way too many to change at one sitting.
How often would you change the strings on that? And do you change them all at once or just as needed per neck?
It's been a while since I changed them, but the last time I changed 2 necks at first and then 2 necks later than the final neck later on, over the course of probably a month or 2. No rush. I don't play it very often, so it's not something I'm super worried about keeping fresh strings on. But if next time I decide to break it out, I'll have to change the strings again and get it all tuned up and ready to go. Maybe I'll bring it out next time we play with Pigpen.
That would be outstanding, dude. I would love to see that guitar. I don't want to play it, man. Let's get real, man. Even 12 strings to me are a pain in the ass to tune. I can't even imagine tuning 48 strings, but I would love to see it because I am a freak of guitar. So let me ask you this: 60-something guitars. How big is your house? How many square feet you got?
4-bedroom. Now, when we first moved in, we thought it was huge, but no, these days, not so much. I have no lie guitars in every room of the house, well, except the kitchen and dining room, but the weight bench is in the dining room, so there's not room for guitars.
Now, I would think that if you're in the weight room, you might look for a little inspiration. No guitars in the weight room, huh? I mean, the kitchen.
No guitars in the weight room. Not in the kitchen. Right now, there's an unopened guitar box in my foyer that I need to get to today or tomorrow. New toys.
You're going to do that live on YouTube or what? Or on your YouTube channel?
Yeah, we'll unbox it on YouTube. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow.
Is that Ghoul Tone? Is that your YouTube channel? Yep. I mean, you're welcome to bust it open today, man. Now, is this the other Hallmark that you ordered?
No, not yet. That'll be another couple of months before that shows up. I'm pretty excited about that one, too.
How many guitars do you currently have on order? And May, close your ears.
Actually, just the one Hallmark right now. Of course, that could change later today, but as of right now, just the Hallmark. So probably not any new unboxings until the Hallmark gets here, unless I change my mind.
How do you arrange your guitars? Do you keep them in cases? Do you sort them by color or style? What do you do?
Alphabetically and then by year. No, they're all over the place. I mean, I've got the ones I play frequently, and they're usually in cases somewhere in the living room because I'm going to grab them when I head out to rehearsal. Ones I play less frequently are in cases, either in my the band room at my house or in the hallway or in some other bedroom or something.
What kind of amps are you using? I saw in some of your videos you had like 2 stacks behind you. That had to have been years ago because nobody carries that kind of gear around anymore. What are you using for your live rig?
Either a Marshall half stack or I've got an Orange 212 combo. It just kind of depends on where we're playing, what I need, and how lazy I am that particular day. Those are the 2 live rigs.
I found that a nice 212 is accommodating to most situations. Your 212, is that like an open back or a closed back?
Open back.
Yeah, so that helps.
And then the Orange is a great sound. It's a good versatile amp. I've got a case for it, so wheel it anywhere it needs to go, and it's perfect for most venues. And then, of course, I've got the Marshall half stack just because sometimes you need a Marshall half stack.
At what point did you quit carrying 2 full stacks? And what's keeping you from doing it now?
I never really played out much with 2 full stacks. I've got, in fact, surrounding me right now, there's a couple of half stacks and a couple of extra heads and a couple of 212 cabinets. So I've got lots of stuff if I was ever that inclined to drag it all out. But typically, I don't bring out more than a half stack. That's about the max and has been for a long time. I think the last time I played a full stack was with Scurvy.
Yeah, I mean,
probably 1990 something.
I've not even used a full stack in probably 15 or maybe 20 years myself. We're talking about our age too much.
Yeah, well, it's too much. I mean, we're old guys. We have to embrace the good old days and the days when we felt like carrying a stack around.
It's always the good old days. You know why we carried a stack around? Because we could, right? Let's be real.
Damn straight.
That's damn
Absolutely.
Straight. Well, Chuck, man, I appreciate it.
It was always nice to have the biggest amp in the place.
What's that? You get the biggest amp in the place?
It was always nice to have the biggest amp in the place.
Even to this day, I'm always proud of what I carry around in here. I'll show you my rig here. This is there's all my collection of mini amps. I take none of those on the road, but
nice.
This is pretty much the rig that I use on the regular basis. Not the 212. See, I always use the head. I can take the 212 with me for smaller gigs, house parties and whatever. But I usually just take the 412 cab. And of course, I'm a Strat guy.
Love it.
My green screen's getting out of the way, but anyway. Well, Chuck, dude, it's been great talking with you, man.
And I love that you've got the option of either the 212 cab or the 412 cab. So,
and
like you said, depending on your mood, depending on where you're playing.
It just depends on the venue, really, more than anything. It's as simple as that. You know, if it's a bigger show, I mean, I've even run stereo at times, you know, with both of them, with one you know, running left and right, but I don't do a lot of that craziness right there. So, you know, I just need the one cabinet, and as long as it's mic'd, I'm good. So technically, I'm sure the 212 works just fine. I mean, it's loud as hell. And I'm happy with the Black Star line. Sure, I'd like to have a Mesa or whatever.
Oh, they sound great.
Yeah, it sounds good enough for me and what my budget was. And I've thought about switching to orange amps, and I like orange, but man, it's pretty pricey getting in there, even in the used level. So, and I'm not sure if I can, you know, not go with the 412, because, you know, it's like, damn, I'm going to spend that kind of money for a 212? That's crazy. It's crazy talk.
Yeah, just go for the gold, man. Just go for it.
Well, if I could just book a damn show that's not going to get canceled because of this stupid coronavirus, maybe I would. You know? Are you worried about...
I hear you. I cannot wait until this craziness is over.
Are you worried about the future of live music any more in the state that it ever was before now? Or do you think people are going to be more into, like, going to go see a live band?
I think for the bands that I love, I don't think this is going to be a big issue, because most of the bands that I want to go see are playing a lot of the same venues I play.
So like 50 or 100 people, I think right? So no big deal.
Yeah, I think the club scene is going to continue well. Now, I mean, if you're one of the mega bands, I mean, maybe you need to be a little worried, because you're probably going to be impacted longer.
Right.
But I think we'll see the club shows come back. I think we'll see a lot of the great bands, you know, get back on the road. That you know, probably the same bands that you love that play clubs and do club tours. We'll see them back on the road pretty soon, and we'll get to go out and check out our favorite bands again. You know, if you like the arena rock stuff, well, you know, you might be missing out on the Motley Crue show.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that Motley Crue show that was supposed to happen. I bet you Vince Neil's like super stoked he can eat again, right?
I'm sure it is. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to not attending that show.
I was never going to attend that show, and I thought when they hung it up, I was like, wow, that's a perfect time, dude. You're about 10 years behind, but whatever. Thank God you're done, right? Keith Richards still rolling.
Yeah, well, you knew they
so
were
is Betty White.
Some things never die.
Sometimes
that's good. Sometimes it's bad.
Yep. Chuck, I'm going to wrap this up, man, with one of your unboxing videos. And you got any words of wisdom before we split for the evening?
No words of wisdom, man. Just keep doing what you do.
I will keep doing what I do. That wasn't like the mic drop walk away for those of you who are watching. But, yeah, dude, I appreciate it. And, hey, thanks for taking a part of your afternoon of home isolation to chat with us about guitars and your bands and music and beer and all the good stuff, man. I can't wait to see you at a show. Hopefully, like you said, with Pigpen and you and that 5 fucking neck guitar. It's amazing.
We'll make it happen. Bones tribute will happen, and if it doesn't, I'm sure we'll see you guys soon.
Love you, brother.
Love you too, man. Cheers.
TopFastShitty.com, episode 388. Thanks for listening and watching.
Good morning.
It's 6 p.m.
It's still morning in my world. I got a box the other day. I know everybody's excited when I get boxes. I've got this problem. I can't stop ordering guitars. But this one has a great story. I've been thinking about picking up a Hallmark guitar for a while. And with the recent unpleasantness, I wasn't sure if they would be open or not. So I called up. And after a little bit of phone tag, I got to talk to Bob Shade. So that was really cool. And we had a nice conversation about Hallmark guitars. And I did what anyone would do under the circumstances. I ordered not one Hallmark guitar, but 2. The first one was in stock, and it's here already. The second one, I have to wait a little while on, so that means there's probably another video in your future, or at least my future. Let's find out what's in the box. Now, it's a little misleading, or maybe not. It says 60 custom on the box. I actually ordered a 65 custom, so let's see if the box lies. Really can't go wrong either way, because the main difference between the two is whether it's a bolt-on neck or a set neck, so whatever. I'm good either way.
right. Props for well packed. Comes with a hard shell case. Super cool case. Going old school. All right, let's find out what's in here. Beautiful. And it is the 65. It's the bolt-on neck. Of course, the pearl white, because I've got this thing for white guitars lately. Absolutely incredible. Super low action. Very much in a style that I'm familiar with and enjoy a lot. Can't wait to check this thing out. Amazing guitar. Let's just see what else is in here. Oh, very cool. A couple of cool extras. A little CD from the Custom Kings. A invoice. And a couple of other odds and ends. So very, very cool. I'm super excited. The case is probably the best case I own at this point now. And the guitar is absolutely incredible. Yeah, you'll see this on stage soon. Can't wait to check it out.